Hello, my yarny and crafty friends. Thank you for tuning into this episode of my crochet podcast. I am Denise of Black Ribbon Shop and Design Studio. This is a crochet podcast that I created to share joy and provide inspiration and motivation to my viewers and subscribers. If you like what you see, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please click on subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell to be notified when a new episode is uploaded. I will always try to post links in the description box below for anyone or any products I discuss in each podcast. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about today is my last video. I was not pleased with that video, and so I want to apologize to you for that because I do want to bring you more useful content. And so with that in mind, we're calling this, as you can see from the title, the REMIX. We're going to start today with finished objects. Don't have any finished objects this week. Nope. Again, because of life and because of the fact that I'm primarily making blankets right now. And they take a while. However, we're going to revisit the Now I Lay Me Down blanket because what I wanted to show you is the fact that I made modifications to this blanket. And what I did was, I have mentioned in the previous video that there was a project that I ran out of the yarn. The yarn was discontinued, couldn't find it anywhere. So I was basically stuck. Right here. Okay? And so what I decided to do, since I was loving these baubles, I decided to attach some white and just do the whole thing with baubles. And I hope it's not blowing out too much. That white looks kind of bright there. Okay, but I hope that you could see what it was that I did. So I mean, it's pretty easy to make that decision to go ahead and try to modify a pattern if you're not getting the results that you may particularly want at that time. So I'm going to also update you on pom-poms today. We've been on this long pom-pom journey, and it's still continuing. And I need to finish these pom-poms in order to complete and gift the Now I Lay Me blanket. So I found a pattern that was made by Cat of Crazy Cabbage. I'll put the link below. And it's a crocheted pom-pom. So I thought, well, that sounds like a really good idea. Let me try that. So here it is. Let's see if we can get that to focus. It was created, the pattern was created for this to be a flat pom-pom, as if you were doing a bunny tail or something like that. So I tried it. I also attempted to fluff it out on the back side to see if I could get a nice round pom-pom. And then I just really wasn't happy with that result. So, still working on it, and still have a couple of other things to try, and I will keep you updated on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and frog this and work on some more pom-poms. Now, for those of you who don't know, haven't heard the term frog, it's a term we use a lot in crochet, and I believe in knitting as well. And that's what you call it when you decide that you're going to go ahead and pull the project apart, or you have to go back a couple of rows to fix problems. And the reason we call it frog is because we're ripping it out. Okay, so the frog makes the sound of ribbit, so we're ripping it out, ribbit. So now we just say we're gonna frog it. Okay, now I want to show you my works in progress, and what I have to show you is I'm still working on this baby blue C2C blanket. In my last video, for some reason, I continuously called this yarn Lion Brand Pound of Yarn, and it's not that. It's Lion Brand Pound of Love. So please forgive me for that. I'm correcting that right now. This is in the colorway Bluebell. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring it back and show it to you again is because I wanted to talk about the fact that I originally bought the yarn to make another bobble blanket. When I decided I wanted to work with the yarn, I really couldn't find a pattern that I felt like working on at the time. So I thought about making a C2C blanket because, as I have mentioned in the past, I'm kind of obsessed with C2C now. But I thought, oh my God, it's just going to be plain. I'm just going to make a plain blue blanket. And, what's the joy in that? However, I am loving the texture of this C2C blanket. It kind of doesn't need anything else because the texture is just so good. So let me let you see that up close. Look at that texture. I love it. And I also modified this stitch a little bit. What I did was, there's a part of the stitch where you need to chain 3. And what I did was, instead of that, I chained 2. And that's making my project a little less lacy, which is what I prefer, especially for babies. I wanted it to be a little less lacy. And so I'm loving the outcome of this. Absolutely loving it. Now, also, I talked about in a previous video, I showed you some acquisitions. I had purchased 2 colorways of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn print. And I also mentioned, excuse me for 1 second, that one of the ways that I like to determine whether I want to purchase a yarn or not is if I can see it worked up. And that's something that doesn't really happen that often. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is every time that I do have a new acquisition of yarn, I'm not only going to show you the yarn, but I'm also going to give you an example of how it looks stitched up. This first one is the Drizzle Me This. And this is the yarn itself in the skein. Beautiful. I love it. And let me tell you, this yarn is so soft and squishy. And I can definitely tell the difference in the way this yarn is made. It's nice and dense, and I just love it. So what I did was I stitched up a little swatch of it. And again, if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen this. Let me see if I can get a really good shot of it as it's curling in on me. There you go. So yeah, I'm convinced, yep, I bought the right thing. I love the way this is working up. I love the way this is working up. So I can't wait to see what it is I'm going to actually make with it. Now, this one, can't remember the name of it. Here it is, worked up in a little swatch. Is this the prettiest thing you've ever seen? I just can't, the color changes on this, the color changes are incredible. incredible. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. You could definitely leave me some suggestions in the comments below. And I can definitely see this as a blanket, but it looks like I'm going to have to do a little something different. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's beautiful. I am totally hooked on Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn. So stay tuned for more of that to come. So that is pretty much all I wanted to bring you today. Wanted to bring you this little remix, show you how I want to give you more value in the video. And again, if you like it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And I will be leaving you with words of inspiration again today. Don't forget, it's the little things that matter. I'll talk to you next week, guys. Bye-bye for now.